Hi everybody, today is February 7th and I'm going to give you another quick video update on my Factory 5 Daytona Coupe build. We got quite a bit going on in the last couple of weeks, so I'm excited to share. Let's start with some of the panels that are obviously going on. So we talked a little bit last time about panels coming back from powder coat, so we're starting to put some of those panels on the car now, including some of the rear cockpit and front trunk panel and the floor panels. I've got an arbor vise sitting on the passenger side floor panel right now to weight it down to let the silicone that I put over the seat pan, the steel seat pan that's underneath there, to cure to that, since I don't want to have rivets kind of poking up. You'll see I intentionally left that area clear of rivets so that when the seat mounts go in, they're not rocking on those panels or on those rivets. We've got quite a bit of the initial electrical complete. So I've got the Dakota Digital gauge controller for the VHX gauges and the GPS module that plugs into that. That'll give me GPS speed, so I don't have to run a speed sensor to the transmission to be able to get accurate speed. Gauges support that. The only connections to the gauges themselves are these two Cat 5 cables, which is one of the things I really like about how Dakota Digital does their modular setups. I have a DC sub panel that has a ground block, a constant battery block, and then a switched power block to kind of keep all the accessories that are going in the car that aren't kind of standard Factory 5 electrical, kind of concentrated and focused in one area. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Let's see, we've got some things going on with the air conditioning planning, looking to do some interesting things there. I won't go into that today because it's kind of premature, but yeah, that's really about all there is. You see, I did end up cutting open this panel so I can access back underneath here like I talked about. Everything on this panel is self-contained, with the exception of the ground lugs here. So I just have to disconnect that and disconnect the Willwood main power feed, which, this couldn't go into the DC bus bar because the maximum fuse size here is 30 amps and this requires a 40 amp fuse. So it's tied directly to a feed off of a bus bar. This last post on the bus bar will get a 4-gauge wire that runs down to a main bus bar off of the battery when I get ready to run that. So I'll be running those battery cables down along this lower frame rail, and I'll branch a 4-gauge up off of a power or bus bar that I'll probably mount right along this frame rail up into this compartment below here, and then up through where the other harnesses are coming up. Those are the rear harness plugs that'll tie into the main dash harness for the car, and then over here, and that'll be all the power that I need inside the car that is not part of the standard Factory 5 stuff. So anyway, excited to talk about that. I've got I've got a decision to make on this master cylinder here. This is going to feed the clutch. The kit comes with a Willwood 3/4 inch, same as the front and rear brake master cylinders. But I'm hearing and reading quite a bit from others in the Factory 5 forums that may be a little undersized and could create some difficulty with a hydraulic clutch. So I may bump that up to a 13/16 master cylinder to give a little bit more volume to allow that throw-up bearing to release when it needs to without being borderline. So, yep, more to come on that. I'm not going to seal up all these foot panels or foot box panels on the driver's side till I've decided exactly what I'm going to do with that. And then I'll start running the rest of the lines that go out to the reservoirs. They'll tie down into these bushings that come out through the front. I have a triple reservoir set up from Snakebite Motor Works. It's going to go right here, but I can't mount that until this panel is mounted, because I can't get this panel in and out of here with those reservoirs in place, and that reservoir bracket rivets up underneath this side of the frame. So lots of things you got to think like 10 steps ahead all the time. That's sometimes a little hard. Good thing is there's nothing that can't be undone that's been done. So if you miss a step and have to go back and drill out a few rivets, pull a panel loose or something, not the end of the world. The hardest part is, when you silicone behind the panels to, attach them. That silicone doesn't want to let go. So a trick there is use a piece of fishing line or something, filament that can cut through the silicone, and then you get a little bit of a mess to clean up to redo it, but it's not the end of the world. And with that, that's pretty much where we're at today, and I will update you again in a few weeks or so down the road. Got Super Bowl to watch tomorrow. Excited about watching none of my teams in the Super Bowl. But anyway, it'll be a fun day. Have a good weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.